What's up everyone, it's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and we'll just jump right into this video. So Call of Duty Black Ops 3 even, is going to be released a little over a month from now at the start of November. And it's going to be released on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4 and PC. So because Call of Duty now has a 3-year development cycle, this game is going to be developed by Treyarch mostly. It was originally announced that Treyarch would be focusing on the Xbox One and PS4 versions of the game. They kind of mentioned PC in passing at the same time as well, but who knows how shady these PC ports are nowadays. Who knows who is actually dealing with the PC one. But the main thing is that Treyarch were focusing on an 8th generation game, and that it would, instead of just being a game on all platforms, it would be a current generation game ported back to older platforms. So the developers who were actually in charge of doing the previous generation versions, which were Benox Studios and Mercenary Technologies, now they've been working pretty much as balls to the wall as they can to get as much of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 onto the previous gen, obviously in the form of Xbox 360 and PS3. But what they have come out and announced today is that the 360 and PS3 versions of Black Ops 3 are not going to have a campaign. They're not going to have a story mode at all. Here's what the official line is anyway, or the official word from Activision. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is a truly next generation experience designed from day one to harness the full potential of the PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. Black Ops 3 pushes the boundaries of the franchise to new levels across all modes of play on next generation hardware. The Black Ops 3, PS3 and Xbox 360 versions will feature multiplayer and zombies gameplay only, not campaign. The ambitious scope of the 1 to 4 player co-op campaign designed it says designed of the PS4, but it should be designed on the PS4, Xbox One and PC versions could not be faithfully recreated on old generation hardware. So basically that's it. The main thing is that Activision, by proxy of these two studios, have basically removed the bulk of the game from Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on the previous gen. They've removed the entire campaign. If that's not giant warning alarms and bells and lights and messages in the sky or on your console, on your TV, to drop support for the older generation of consoles. I mean, when you get to the point where you can't have a campaign, you can't have a story mode, you can't have a main campaign in your game because of hardware limitations, it's time to go. That's it. Now I know people are going to say, oh, but people buy Call of Duty for the multiplayer, or people buy Call of Duty for the zombies. I don't care. The fact is, they're cutting out a significant chunk of the game because the hardware simply cannot handle it. That's it. It's clear cut. Move on. Now, I'm not saying, I know not everyone can afford to move up to the next generation yet. I mean, it's only been 2 years, but there have been a little bit of price cuts and all that stuff. And I know some people don't want to give up on their old hardware. Some people think, oh, it's fine, it's still good, it's still good enough. Evidently, it's not, because developers, and I'm actually surprised and happy at the same time, that Activision, by way of these two studios, are actually doing this. Now, I don't think they should still release the game without campaign. I think what they should just do is fully cancel the previous generation ports. But the main thing is they're actually saying, okay, we're at the point where we've made a game and it can't be ported back. Because they've actually stopped developing it from be on all 5 platforms in mind. Because the last couple of games have been, despite what they may say, they've been built with the previous gen in mind. And because of that, it limits what can actually happen. So expect possibly Black Ops 3 to be considerable more advancement. Maybe not graphically, but maybe mechanically. We'll have to wait and see. But the main thing is that developers are finally getting to the point where they're actually doing this. These old consoles are 10 years old. 10 years old. Or at least the Xbox 360 will be 10 years old in like 2 months from now. Or, yeah, 2 months from now. The PS3 will be 10 years old next year. But either way, it's so close. And I mean, there's no other technology really where 10-year-old hardware is that done. If you put in a PC or put a PC together with 10-year-old hardware, you'd be lucky to turn on a modern operating system, let alone try run games or anything like that. 10-year-old PC hardware is ridiculous. It's just that out of date. And as with 10-year-old phones, they're laughable. 10-year-old basically anything is laughable. And why I'm kind of happy about this is, yes, it is shitty for the people on the previous gen who haven't upgraded yet, who wanted to play Call of Duty for the campaigns, because we all know they do go kind of big and they go blockbuster with Hollywood actors and stuff to actually make these campaigns. So to the people out there that this actually does affect, I'm sorry that it affects you, but on the whole, it's a better move overall, because from now on, maybe even starting as early as Black Ops 3 in like a month and a half from now, and whatever we see next year, and maybe the year after, and maybe the year after, the game won't be held back. So, okay, you might not be able to, afford, or you might not be able to get the chance to upgrade just yet, but when you do, you'll be upgrading to something that's not held back 10 years, that doesn't have to take into consideration something from 10 years ago. That's why all these games that only work on current gen and PC are generally mechanically, graphically, and just there's such a big jump, whereas cross-platform games, cross-generation games I should say, they're usually not so much of a leap. There's still a noticeable improvement, of course, but the actual overall difference, the overall difference of a jump is not usually as big. So at the end of the day, as shitty as it is to some of the old people, this is a move for the best, and I'm kind of hoping that other developers, I know some of them have already started doing it. I mean, you look at Arkham Knight, that didn't come out on previous gen. I'm pretty sure Star Wars Battlefront is only current gen and PC, and there's a couple of other games. Assassin's Creed do it as well, and there's a whole other thing there, but Assassin's Creed is, Unity and Syndicate are current gen and PC only. So it all fits together. They realize that if they stick with the limitations to factor in this old hardware, their game and their quote vision is going to be compromised at the end of it. So I'll pretty much just end the video here. Actually, there's one other thing I will say. It's been confirmed in the US, not sure if this affects anywhere else, that the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions of the game, because they have no campaign, but they do have the full zombies mode and the full multiplayer mode, They also will not have the esports tools and the weapon customization shop, but they will also, because all that is missing, there's a $10 price drop. Again, not sure what it's going to be like in the UK or the EU. And at the same time, the previous generation versions of the game, the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions, will have a downloadable token for the original Call of Duty Black Ops digital game. So it's not really enough to justify it, but it's a little addition thrown in there. If you do, let me know if you do consider buying it. So let me know in the comment section below what your opinion on pretty much anything in this video is. The fact that they've built it with the current gen in mind and the old generation can just not handle it anymore. The fact that they're actually still releasing it in this format, and just whatever you think about anything in the whole style of what's been announced here today. So let me know all that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the rest of the videos in my channel. And thank God I finally made it through a video in one recording without coughing and dying, because Jesus Christ, that's been so hard to do lately because I've been significantly sick.